My name is Wally, and we have arrived at 2 Kings. I've been looking forward to getting into 2 Kings on our journey through the Bible since Genesis, because it has what I think is one of the worst stories in the entire Bible. And that's really saying something, because as we've seen examining some of these more absurd, ridiculous passages, there's been some real whoppers. But in my mind, this has to be up there in like the top 5, top 10 worst scriptures, passages, accounts, whatever you want to call it, in the entire Bible. Let me show you why. But first, really quickly, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos such as this, and drop a like. It helps get to more people on YouTube. With that being said, run the intro and let's do this.
Hey, God, there's something I needed to ask you.
Yeah, what's up, Satan?
So you see, in the Mosaic Law, it looks like you wrote something about sacrificing children. And
Yeah, I wrote that.
well, you see, it's kind of a problem, because some of the other nations that you wiped out was done on the premises of them sacrificing children. So it's not really a good look for you.
Well, you see, if we change that, it's gonna be a real problem, because it'll be, a continuity error.
A continuity error? What's that?
Well, you see, in a few thousand years, I'm gonna have a prophet named Ezekiel. He's gonna write a book, and in that book, he's going to basically say that I, in fact, gave commandments that the Israelites couldn't keep, and part of those commandments were that they should kill their own children. So, yeah, we can't fix that now, because it would just be a whole big mess.
Yeah, I see that seems like it might be a real problem. It's almost like you're saying you're okay with killing children.
Well, yeah, honestly, I don't really care about the kids anyway. It's not a whole big deal to me.
Oh, well, that's pretty messed up.
Meanwhile.
Oh, Lord, I'm so tired and thirsty from my journey. Provide me with water, so that I might quench my thirst and serve you well. Jehovah, please, water! Please, provide me water! Oh, hey God, we got a little bit of a problem with your prophet Elisha.
Oh, yeah, what's Elisha up to? I saw him walking on a dusty road. Does he need some water or something?
Yeah, bro, he looks thirsty.
Okay. I'm a little thirsty myself. It's harder to drink wine wearing this beard than you might think.
I was thinking the same thing myself.
Oh God, please stop!
Oh.
Oh, stop! Holy. Hey guys, look at that bald loser. Hey you prophet, get out of here, Baldy. Your head looks like a cue ball. Baldy, baldy, baldy. Baldy, baldy, baldy. Let's get out of here.
What did you hooligans say to me? I'm a man of God. I pronounce a curse upon you.
Huh? What? Those kids called him bald? Hell no. Hey, Satan, check this out. Hey, you angel, go send some bears to go out and maul them. That'll be pretty funny.
God,
hey, Satan, check this
God,
out.
I don't think that's a good idea. No.
Oh, that'll teach those little turds.
No. Well,
All right, what you got?
I think I gotta go. I don't want to see if you end up losing this game. Could be pretty bad for me.
All right. Well, as you can see, this is how the story goes in 2 Kings chapter 2 and verses 23 through something or another. This new prophet that just was given his assignment, and Elijah was swept up into the heavens because this fiery chariot grabbed him and went off into the sky, some Looney Tunes style. And he puts on this new garment and walks into the city, and there's these, as it says, and I was looking at several different translations, and it all seems to be fairly consistent in that they were small boys or young boys that say, "Hey, look at you, Baldy, look at you, Baldy." And whatever the implication is, even if they were saying, "Oh, we don't want you, you stupid prophet, get out of here," the fact remains they're young children, and the fact remains that a young child should not be punished by getting torn to pieces by a bear for something that they say. Just like picture a classroom and the teacher's bald, and one of the students picture this, and one of the students is like, "Ha, look at you, bald nerd," and this guy is like, "You know what? I pronounce a curse on you." And then God, the all-loving, all-powerful, all-knowing being in the universe, says, "I'm going to release some polar bears from the zoo and maul these children to pieces." What kind of nonsense is this? And I think it is one of the most disturbing and disgusting stories in the entire Bible. So let's take a quick look at what Watchtower has to say about this verse, because they think that this is an effective story or an account to use in order to help train your children on the matter of obedience. So this is taken from a 1984 Watchtower 11:15 entitled "Youths, What You Sow, You Reap." And this is the message that Watchtower and whatever the writing department thinks that Jehovah's Witnesses should take away from reading this despicable, crazy story in the Bible. The Bible shows just how bad things can get when young people herd together without discipline. Jehovah's faithful prophet Elijah encountered a band of juvenile delinquents as he traveled from Jericho to Bethel. They jeered him, showing great disrespect for him and his prophetic office. "Go up, you bald head! Go up, you bald head!" they shouted. By this they may have meant for him to get off the earth, as they supposed his predecessor Elijah had done. And again, whenever they are using their justification, they said, by this they may have meant, because none of that's in the Bible. All it says is, "Hey, go away, you bald head." In any case, they did not want God's representative around. Elisha endured their jeers and taunts for a limited time. Finally, the record says, he turned behind him and saw them and called down evil upon them in the name of Jehovah. Then 2 she-bears came out from the woods and went tearing to pieces 42 children of their number. How the parents of those children must have wished that they had disciplined them and taught them to respect their elders. By now it was too late. They reaped the harvest of their neglect. So this is what Watchtower thinks is an appropriate way to read this scripture. You get a verse where God snaps his fingers and sends polar bears out to maul children to death. And you read this, and instead of saying, what a psycho, because that is the proper thing to do, you say, what a psycho. What they come away with is, well, those kids really shouldn't have been so disrespectful. And how sad it would be if our children are disrespectful. So make sure that you try and discipline them early on in life and don't let them run around like some vagabonds. What are you talking about? They're children. They're going to say things like, oh, look at you, you bald person. Why is that befitting of death? In what universe is anything that comes out of a child's mouth deserving of death? If anyone says this, anyone at all, let alone a child said this, it's not deserving of death. And yet, if you are going to stand behind the Bible as this perfect, inspired, inerrant word of God, and that all of these stories in here are actual facts that were, and an accurate account of things that were done by this supposed loving God, you have to explain yourself. You have to be able to explain this. Now, I went through the internets, which probably shouldn't have, but there was some real whoppers out there. One said, well, it doesn't say that the children died. You know, I mean, yes, they were torn to pieces, but the Bible doesn't actually say that they died. Come on. They were torn to pieces by a bear. We'll just leave that one in its own absurdity. The other one was saying that the Hebrew word could be translated as meaning anyone that was a young person, or anywhere between the ages of, I think it said, 8 and 30. Hold on, the dogs are going crazy. One other Watchtower article that's a little bit interesting is a 1963 Watchtower, 615, Flee from the Desires Incidental to Youth. And they're basically talking about how to not get involved with members of the opposite sex. So we know how sex-obsessed Watchtower is, and how they just want Jehovah's Witnesses to be these perfect little sterile, non-sexual beings. It's really wild. The repression is real. But anyway, I wonder if they would use a crazy story like this to help feed into their agenda of sexual repression. Well, they sure do. So after they talk about being able to control your impulses and keeping yourself out of bad situations, a lot of the language they use, it is from 1963. So you have things like young women especially should remember the counsel given by Peter on the matter of dress and, you know, not being too sexual. Anyway, we won't get into all of that business. But what do they say about this story? Well, it says, consider what happened in Elisha's day and see the results of disrespect on the part of those children. And then they go and they recount the story. Finally, he turned around and saw the young boys and called on evil on them. Did Jehovah respond and show his displeasure because of their disrespectful conduct? He most certainly did. Out of the woods come 2 she-bears, and they went tearing to pieces those children. What a price to pay for not showing proper respect when it was due. So again, they read this and say, yep, that was the right thing to do. That was a proper, appropriate punishment. And I think that if you read that, this has to be one of the worst stories in the entire Bible. I can't imagine giving my brain over to my beliefs in such a strong way that I am willing to sacrifice my humanity, to give it over and say, you know what? No matter what atrocities are in the Bible, no matter what is stated in there, I'm just going to say, la 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 la, like it doesn't matter. And this is the type of material that you will produce if that is your mindset. You will just say, well, yeah, God did the right thing. Using bears to tear children apart, that was the right thing to do. And that will end another Bible reading with Wally. This was one of my favorite, you know when I say my favorite, stories in the Bible, because I thought it would make for a funny skit, something that's a little bit visually different and interesting. Hopefully you all got a little bit of a laugh. If this is something you've never really heard or thought about too much before, hopefully you learned something. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I am going to try and get better about responding to people. Also, I mentioned it in a video before, but the JW Thoughts channel does have a phone number, which there will be a link to that in the description below. And if you want to send me a text message or give me a phone call or leave me a voicemail or whatever, much appreciated. I always like hearing from you guys. And even if I can't get back to you right away, just know that it is super appreciated. Sometimes I do get quite busy and trying to keep up with everything, and it's hard for me to reach back to everyone, but I do appreciate anyone that has called and left their messages, and it really does mean a lot to me that you guys do enjoy the content. And yeah, I feel really positive and good when I hear from you guys. So thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. All right, you know the drill. If I can flip this water bottle over first try, you have to like, subscribe, and comment to the channel. You ready? First try. It stayed for a minute. That one didn't count. I was too hot and sweaty. My hand slipped again, so you got to wipe off my hand. Okay, here we go. First try. Boom! See, you just got to wipe off a little sweat from your hand. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all of that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time.